Hi guys, it's Jill here, ready for another wig chat. This is another Noriko wig that I got on that same sale that I got the previous very ivy, the real short one that I did. I got two more Noriko wigs on that order because I think it was 30 or 35% off, and Noriko wigs normally are pretty in a really nice price point anyway, so really good sale. I thought this would be a great time to try a couple more of their wigs because I personally had a really great experience with Jackson, and I know from comments that I got that not everybody does with Jackson, and I don't know. I really like that wig. I wear it and I enjoy it. I think it's a really sexy wig and looks really cute. I do have a tendency of putting something in it. I think it kind of makes it look more realistic even more. So I do wear headbands or I'll put a clip in it. I love that wig. As for comfort, it's not as comfortable as, say, this one. This is a John Renau Ignite. This is a wefted cap and all that, but I don't know. So far in my experience with dealing with now several different brands, I find that John Renau, for me, are the most comfortable. And I'm just kind of coming to that conclusion because as I wear, more wigs and then I go to a John Renau, my head just kind of sighs a little bit. And I don't know why that is because I look at my Raquel Welch wigs and look at the cap construction, and there doesn't seem to be a whole lot of difference when it comes to comparing, equal cap construction type wigs together. But I don't know. I just find that my John Renau wigs are more comfortable. They may not fit me perfectly, every one. One might be a little big on me, and, one might be pretty great. It's just, I don't know. They don't itch me. And so on. So I'm getting a little off course. I apologize. The wig that we are going to be reviewing and talking and chatting about today is the Noriko wig. This one is called Seville in Creamy Toffee R. I really love that color, Creamy Toffee R. It is pretty close to the 12FS8, and maybe that's why I like it so much. But it has a realistic rooting color. I really just I like that color within the Noriko line. So let's take a look at Seville. Seville is this is a pretty long wig. I got super excited about Carrie, as you know, and I do love that wig. And this one has, I can already tell, quite a bit more hair, even though it's not that long. It's not as long as Carrie, but I can tell it has more hair. Now, I'm not sure how I feel about that because even though Carrie is long, it is a very believable amount of hair in that wig. They did such a good job in not making it so much hair to where it's so much hair. I mean, when I talk about that wig, when I was giving that little wig chat, I did say, oh my, so much hair. It's just because it's long. I've never had long hair like that before. But the amount of hair is perfect. This one I can already tell is a lot more hair. So we'll see how that goes. But let's take a look at the cap construction. I feel like I don't maybe necessarily need to show you this. This is your basic Noriko standard cap. It has the closed top with the permatease up here, no lace front, no moleskin on the sides. It has the bendable ear tabs, and it has a form of an extended nape. It doesn't have that real soft moleskin here at the bottom, but it does have a extended nape, and I like that when I see this. Now on this wig, it isn't so much of an issue, but if it were a shorter wig, I do like to put a strip of the wig tape right here in the nape area. Two things though. If it is not an extended nape, it just doesn't work. If I've noticed also, if it's not the moleskin, the tape has a harder time sticking to this surface, and it tends to stick to my skin. And then when I take the wig off, it stays on my skin and not the wig. So this material, this lacing, isn't the best I have found for that wig tape. It's not going to be so much of an issue with a long wig like this, though. I could feel probably pretty secure if I make a little ledge with folding up my hair and clipping it like I usually do. The ponytail thing maybe would be an option as well. And of course, all of this is the open wefted cap. A lot of hair here, so I'm thinking this is something that I won't wear when it's warm outside because I can already tell this is a lot of hair. So Seville does have a bang, and you know how I feel about the bang. It is, as you can see, it is a longer bang. But my issue with bangs on wigs so far is that they're really hard to tame. And if it's not a heat-friendly fiber, this one is not, then you can't even do anything about it when they kind of stick straight out. So I tend to go for product and try to weigh it down with product. And, I find that's really frustrating with wigs that do have bangs. But I wanted to try this because I really thought it was pretty. So, and the bang isn't real short. So hopefully I'll be able to work with that a little bit. So let me put Seville on here and we shall continue chatting about her. All right, I've got Seville on now. I love that name, Seville. I think that's actually kind of pretty. And she is very pretty, but it definitely is a lot of hair, but really pretty. Let me kind of see if I can show you the length on this one. So before we go, there's the bang situation. Before we go much further, this is the left side. So there's not a lot of layering in this one. I mean, there is a little, which I'm glad for because it takes a little bit of bulk here at the bottom. Tiny bit of layering as it gets down to this part here. So this is the left side. And the right side. And let's see if I can do the back here. Can you guys see? I hope so. Okay. Again, I love this creamy toffee yarn. It is really pretty, very reminiscent of the non-HD fiber 12FS8, I would say, is what it's closest to. Okay, so yes, this is again, absolutely no lace front here. I don't have a wig grip on at all, which I probably should put one on so it doesn't slip around too much, but I have good coverage in most wigs that I put on because my measurement from the top, the ear to the ear measurement is 12. So I tend to not have a problem with not enough coverage. I can usually pull, the wigs end up kind of pulling down pretty far on me to the point where sometimes they really nudge up against the back of my ear, which is very annoying. I probably could remedy that by maybe taking out a few wefts and sewing that. I've seen videos on how to do that. But I don't know, I don't feel like it must not bug me as enough to make me feel tempted to actually attempt doing that. But okay, so again, there's no mono part. So you just kind of have to deal with that. I have to say that comparably between this and the Jackson, when it comes to the permatease and that crown bump, this one is definitely a lot less permatease. There isn't that big crown poof back here like there is in Jackson, which I personally don't have a problem with. But if you don't like all of the permatease in Jackson, this one is not like that. I mean, even though there is permatease all in that closed crown area that I showed you, it's not, it's just not as much as Jackson. All right, I got my little comb here. So I'm going to pull out my hair like I always do. I'm not going to worry about the front under this area because so far, you know, I don't think we have to worry about it anyway. So I'm going to pull out my little side area like I usually always do. Now I was wearing my Renau Ignite, so I've already used the fill-in root powder, and I've already done what I usually always do, and that is just take it through here, cover up my very mousy gray hair growth, and then just blend it in with my finger. I take that root powder and I bring it out to cover up my gray. And so I don't have to do that. And then I'm going to take these two, that little bit of my own hair with the wig hair itself, and I'm going to pick them both up, hold them out, and I'm going to back comb just this root area. And for one thing, that melds them both together, and it actually does secure the wig a little bit, I must say. I notice when I do this and then I go to take off the wig that I did that to, especially if I do it all in the perimeter, it just kind of like sews it in there almost, you know? And so it does kind of give it a little bit of extra security. Okay, so let's get this. Remember, don't just grab it down here. You know, hopefully you were able to get a little bit of hair right in this area. It's really hard for me to do that because I'm so receded, but hopefully you can get it up as high as you can so we can back comb all of that little side perimeter area. And then what that does is it just kind of gives us a little bit of a base for the hair to kind of flow away, and that's good. Okay, so and even if, because you know the hair is pretty heavy, it's probably going to kind of weigh that down, but you know what, if the wind blows, then we see all of this natural look, that natural kind of, that's my hair, that's going to be blowing back. Now for this wig, and I think I probably did it this morning, but it's been a while, but I would definitely straighten my natural hair that I pulled out because my hair starts to get really fuzzy and it starts kind of curling up, especially this area. So for this wig, if it were straight, it would be more likely to kind of meld better with the wig right through there. Okay, so I have to say, actually, this is a really pretty wig. It really is. It is, you know, the non-heat friendly fiber, so it has that kind of synthetic feel, very soft. One thing that I find with the Noriko wigs is I don't think they're overly shiny. You know, this is a, I don't know, I would call this maybe more of a light medium blonde. So it's not a really, really light blonde that really reflects the light. Maybe that's why, but I really don't find that these are super shiny. Now, because this hair and the layers are very long, almost one length, I probably would not dry shampoo this. At least I wouldn't dry shampoo it and lift because that's too much texture for long hair like this, and it would end up sticking and tangling even more, and I don't think I want that. So I probably will try my best not to dry shampoo this wig. I tend to not dry shampoo longer wigs like this. So the trick is for me going to be, how am I going to tame these here bangs? And I think I'm going to start with a little bit of the spray gel and see. I really don't think I'm going to be able to get these bangs to stay bangs because I don't know how that would happen, honestly, because these are so straight and they stick straight out. How in the world would I make that happen? I don't know. I think I might have to go about taking out some of my hair right here in the front, because if I'm going to be wearing this a little bit away, I want that reassurance that I feel pretty good about that, and I'm going to want to meld those two together. Another thing I forgot to mention this time, I think I've mentioned it in other videos with a Noriko wig, is that Noriko wigs run small, you guys. So I have a 21¼ inch, just a little under 1/4 of an inch circumference, you know, of head. So if you are, especially if you tend to order large caps, I tell you what, I don't think it's gonna work in one of these wigs. I don't. And Noriko really does run small. But I think this would look really cute pinned back. And when you pull your own hair out, you guys, to kind of just, you don't need much, just to cover up that wig line, these look remarkably natural. I have to say that I really almost feel more secure when I wear a wig like this with the non-lace front and with the hair pulled out around it. I feel almost more secure, I think, wearing these types of wigs. I just think they look so undetectable. It is a warm one. But I do like this wig. I have to say that I love so far the Noriko, the fibers. I think they are so manageable. I have not had a wig tangle less than my experience with Noriko. My Jackson wig, hardly any tangling. I'm serious, and that's not a short wig. And it just doesn't, these fibers just seem to be really nice and easy to manage. So, you know, if you were looking at longer wigs, I would not hesitate and kind of gander at some of the Noriko longer wigs, because my experience so far, I'm really liking them. I think they're soft, and I have not washed my Noriko wigs yet though, but I'm hoping that they hold up well. So this is Noriko, Seville, and Creamy Toffee R. Okay guys, thank you so much for hanging out with me for a little bit again today, and I'll be doing one more Noriko wig here in the next few days. We can chat about that one. It's definitely not quite this long, so I'll let you know what that is when you see it. All right guys, bye-bye.